Hi students, this video is to help you understand your form N-400. I will explain the vocabulary first, then give you some possible questions for your interview. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Form N-400, Part 8. Part 8. Information about your employment and schools you attended. Please repeat after me. Employment, employment. Schools, schools. Recent or current employment. Recent or current employment. Unemployment, unemployment. Self-employed, self-employed. Unemployed, unemployed. Number 1. Employer or school name. Employer or school name. Your occupation. Your occupation. Employment. Employment. Employed. Employed. Job. Now let's practice these questions. Number 1. Where have you worked or attended school during the last 5 years? Where have you worked or attended school during the last 5 years? Number 2. Do you have any military service, police service, or intelligence service? Do you have any military service, police service, or intelligence service? Number 3. Do you have any recent employment? Do you have any recent employment? Number 4. Are you currently employed? Are you currently employed? Number 5. Did you change jobs since you submitted your N-400? Did you change jobs since you submitted your N-400? Unemployment, unemployment. Do not have a job. Now let's try to answer these questions. Number 1. Have you ever worked in this country? Have you ever worked in this country? Number 2. In the past 5 years, do you have any periods of unemployment? In the past 5 years, do you have any periods of unemployment? Number 3. Did you quit your job or get laid off? Did you quit your job or get laid off? Number 4. Why did you quit your job? Why did you quit your job? Employer, employer, company, position, job title. Now let's try to answer these two questions. Number 1, what is the name of your employer? What is the name of your employer? Number 2, do you still have the same position? Do you still have the same position? Occupation, job. Now let's try to answer these questions. Number 1, what's your occupation? What's your occupation? Number 2, what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? Number 3, what was your previous work? What was your previous work? Number 4, what did you do before? What did you do before? Make a living, support oneself, source of income, where the money comes from. Now let's try to answer these questions. Number 1, how do you make a living? How do you make a living? Number 2, what's your source of income? What's your source of income? Number 3, where do you get money to live on? Where do you get money to live on? Support, give assistance to. Financial sponsor, a person who provides money to someone. Now let's try to answer these two questions. Number 1, how do you support yourself? How do you support yourself? Number 2, who is your financial sponsor? Who is your financial sponsor? Income tax, a tax on the income of a person. Housewife, homemaker. Now let's try to answer these two questions. Number 1, do you pay income tax? Do you pay income tax? Number 2, Are you a homemaker? Are you a homemaker? Welfare, welfare, public benefit. Now let's try to answer these questions. Number 1, do you receive any welfare or any government financial assistance? Do you receive any welfare or any government financial assistance? Number 2, where do you go to school? Where do you go to school? Number 3, how long have you been going to school in this country? How long have you been going to school in this country?